over the years since 2018 been passed into the various OpenAI models. They all come back with different responses, including they actually do write some cursed Python. And they understand the context of the word cursed and what that means in at least the year 2025 versus 2018 and what the differences is. They come back with different outcomes. Let's actually walk through this. So what would these AIs come back with when it comes to writing an extremely cursed piece of Python code? In 2018, the GPT-1, it says, only thing I can think of is that I have to go back to the house and tell the whole story. It doesn't know what's going on. Maybe it's never been trained on Python code. So like maybe that's why GPT, why would we even ask this? Well, I guess they still have the model around. And so they came back to ask the old model, this question, write an extremely cursed piece of Python. And so the GPT-1, it doesn't know what that is. What are you talking about? I don't know what. There is no such thing as a book. You think that I've lost it. No, I mean, I think it was all just a big silly joke. So it doesn't know what's going on. It doesn't know what was asked. It's like the first gen GPT. It can predict the next best possible word. That's what it's doing. That right? It doesn't know any more than that. But if we go over to the next version, GPT-2, it actually does write some Python. Look at that. Okay, hold on. All right, let's go back to the question. Write an extremely cursed piece of Python. And then 2019, GPT-2 already, it immediately jumped in and it was able to. So I will not treat it as an anonymous function. When I see CSPI, it's an identifier that names Python's object recovery mechanism, and the suffix CSPI is what regulations say must not appear in the object strings. Here's a function to predict when a user's designated manager is disabled. I don't know what's going on here. Are there some magic functions in here? Like what's going on here? First, I need to look this up really quick. CSPI Python. What is this? I'm curious about it really quick. What does it say? Well, CSPI in the context of Python can refer to several things, including the package or the library, synthetic control methods, REST API. It doesn't. Okay, from my guess here. Here's my guess. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, I saw a thing. I had to take a peek at look at it. So I saw the video was going a little slow. I was trying a thing, but I can't run that thing at the same time as recording. So that answers that question. Like, there we go. Okay, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so this CSPI Python doesn't really seem like it's a thing. I think even GPT-2 isn't that interested in understanding what this means yet. But it said Python 2, Python 3 def, Py unaffiliated manager proxy when self-disabled 0, return def. So let me actually, I want to look at that. I want to look at this code. I think that's not really the best task because I'm pretty sure it's just a bunch of randomness here. But let's take a look here really quick. Let's see, by test.py. Nope, let's get that. Let's see, actually, pb based test.py. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I'm just going to walk through this really quick. Okay. What are we looking at here? Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's returning a function. Will this code even run? I don't even know. Okay, so interesting. Let's see. Let's try it. Let's see if it even runs. Obviously, this part needs to be commented out. Okay, so this kind of looks like, although I'm not sure about the when keyword here, and I don't know. will this even compile? I don't, let's see. Is there going to be, yeah, self does disable invalid syntax. Okay. So this is, I think this is a problem. But GPT-2 did actually come back and came with some pretty interesting responses here. So I do think that's kind of interesting. It didn't get it right. I wonder if I can clean it up and get rid of those wins. Will this actually return anything? Also, this is a not defined function, but let's see. All right, disabled 0. So I have to say and then if, rather than, all right, because there's no win. And then def, you need to probably use a lambda here, or you can define, you can do it like this, I think, return py no paste. Let's see. Okay. If disadmin def return always, if return, maybe you can say this. I'm not sure if you can say it like that. Let's find out. So yeah, see, you have to, in Python, it likes it like this. If this, let's see, and then, all right, now I think we actually, now is it valid? Yeah, okay, now it's valid syntax. So GPT-2 had a really hard time building anything that's realistic in Python. It just didn't work. It was kind of neat because it was thinking about using anonymous functions. So let's see here. So jump over. All right, so in 2021, Text DaVinci 001, Python has been known to be a cursed language. That's the response it came back with. It didn't even follow the prompt. Write an extremely cursed piece of Python. It didn't write anything. And I'm wondering if I guess it would, because a lot of, I'm just surprised that that's what it came back with. But it is interesting because it's more on target. It is more on target with what the prompt is asking for. But although there was some Python that was written in GPT-2 here, it just didn't work. But, at least it's talking about, Python being a cursed language. So it's kind of neat. GPT-4, now we're at the GPT-4 phase, and we know it's going to write something, right? Or it will refuse to it. Oh, it refused. As an AI language model developed by OpenAI, I'm programmed to promote ethical AI use and adhere to responsible guidelines. It cannot provide you, with malicious code or cursed code. So it doesn't get my context or our context of the word cursed, just being like, hey, we want it to, obviously it's not going to be malicious code. This is not malicious code. We're talking about just getting Python written that is difficult to read. But for the most part, it's just a huge nest of the code should work, right? We want the code to work, but it's not working. In the case of the previous iteration, but it should be difficult to understand. That's kind of like what the idea around the word cursed is. It needs to be just difficult to read, but it should still work. Please, and so in this case, the model was over-indexed on safety, and it put too much emphasis on safety to the word cursed being sort of like a negative connotation, and then it meant that it would not provide us code because it would be harmful, because these are, nearby words. And so that's why the model was over-indexed on that. And so it meant that it couldn't actually provide you any output. But now we're in the future. We're at today, GPT-5, and it did it. Not only did it do it, it also did it in a way that it looks like the code will work, and it only provided the code, which is exactly what we asked for. Let's try it out. I'm actually kind of curious to see what this does. And then once we get this, we'll be finished here. I'm actually really curious. I'm really curious to see, is this going to work? Will it even work? I think it's going to work. All right, let's pop open our window here. All right, let's close that. BB paste. All right, we'll say cursed.py. Oops. There we go. Now let's open that up by actually. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a read here. Let's take a read through this code really quick. What is this cursed code that GPT-5 has given us? Built-ins, types. Okay, so now we're going to be using some of the magic functions or the double underscore functions. Well, I guess just the init. Is that it? We only use init? Okay. That's not anything crazy. This script is intentionally, spectacularly cursed. Do not use in real code. Okay. All right, let me set wrap so we can read it a little bit better. Any future import becomes a module. Oh, cursed loader. Okay, I see what's going on here. So we're really going to get some confusion going on here. Any future import becomes a module where every attribute equals len module name. Okay, weird. So every attribute equals the length of the module name. Interesting. Okay, because we are using another double underscore magic function thing. So the module get attribute is only going to ever return the length, I guess in this case. So math.py 4. Interesting. So that's it. Oh, so here we go. Here's the name of self, which is the module name, and it's going to return that number. So math, in that case, is the module name, so it's going to return 4. This is an example. So if our module name is math, it's going to return 4. Makes sense. Okay, so, I mean, pretty cursed. Create module. What is this doing here? Okay, so we get our name, return module type. I don't know if we need this, an execute module. Interesting. Okay. Cursed finder. Let's go through cursed finder and see what's going on here. Find spec, self, full name, path none, target none. If full name in sys modules or name dot starts with built-ins or full name starts with frozen import lib, return none. Cursed finder. Interesting. System. Okay, so system meta path insert cursed finder. Does it use cursed loader? It does. Okay. So if full name, okay, return none. Otherwise, return lib spec from loader, full name, cursed loader, origin equals cursed. And so system metapath insert 0 cursed finder. All right. Number 2, print now evals the string you pass and prints the result. Okay, this is kind of interesting. For example, interesting. That's kind of neat, but also obviously you'd never want this in production. Well, built-ins. Oh, there we go. That's what the built-ins is doing. You can override built-ins. Look at that. So there's a bunch of different I guess methods that are available to you globally in Python, and print is one of them. You can override print. This is a thing you can do. And so you can capture all the args, every single arg, and then, so that's what we're doing here. All right, so we've made ourselves a new function. It's a lambda. It captures all the arguments you pass it, and then it uses standard out to write, but it evals everything in, what is this? I need to see this on a line here. Here we go. Ripper eval join map string A. Okay, so it takes A, which is the first, I guess, an array, or in these is keyword args, but in this case it's probably just an array. So you can print something like this. You can print multiple things, and it's just going to concatenate that. So it gives you +2. If you do +3, and that should be plus, right, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would be 7. So it's probably doing that, is my guess. That's probably what's happening here. There's a lot more down here, isn't there? All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We've got about 10 minutes left here. Okay. So we've overwritten our built-ins. No, we've written a product method, so sum is secretly a product. Oh, so it's going to multiply rather than sum. Oh, nice. Okay. Hi, Noor. Mohammed, Jim, it's great to see you. Hi, how's it going? We're currently going through a cursed piece of Python code that the AI has written, and it is right here. GPT-5, now that it's out, has actually followed the instructions. It actually wrote an extremely cursed piece of Python, and we're walking through what it wrote. We're reading through it, and we're understanding it. And this part, step 3, is just misdirection. I mean, you've got this sum function, which is a built-in, right? So you've got your print built-in, right? You got your print built in here, and then you've got your sum built in, and we are changing them. So sum will no longer sum. It does a product, which multiplies. And so instead of adding, it'll multiply, that's a fun way to sum things. So number 4, within this context manager, len, all right, so here's another built-in, which is len, returns a random number. All right. Hey, Noor. Hey, I have just started bachelor's in computer science. Got any? Take me to realize that it was there, and it's so useful. Actually, before we pop back in, I'm curious if this Python, cursed Python, is actually going to run. Okay, that's my fault. Hold on 1 second. I can fix that. There and nope. Boom. Okay. I'm pretty sure. There we go. Okay. That's cool, isn't it? It's gonna neat. Yeah. Okay, so it still has an error, and that might have just been a copy paste problem. Let's start over. We need to grab all this here. I want to make sure that it actually works. It should actually work. Okay. Let's do this again. PB paste cursed. All right, by cursed. All right. Is it going to work? Okay. So there is a syntax problem that is occurring here. 1 second. Okay, there is a syntax problem. And that actually came. So even on this page here, this is problematic. This is like if they're trying to advertise ChatGPT-5 as like the next iteration of goodness, this should have at least returned something that worked. I mean, it is cursed and it is fun to walk through, but I think we can fix it. Here. So let's do that really quick. Let's fix it. This is on line 23. Let's say, hey, Keith, you say, I love that ultimately it just prints 42. Yeah, at least that seems it's the internet or the intent. Yeah, it is the intent. So that like at the very end, yep, print 42. If abyss, else print 42. This will not show. Yeah. I'm really curious. So we're almost there. We're almost through to understand at the end here. And I'm really curious to see where we get. I just want to make sure that it actually runs first. And just copying and pasting it straight up, it doesn't. So on line 23, we've got a problem. And I think this is it here. So set wrap. Let me just see. Okay. Oh, so all right. Parthajit. Hello. How's it going? We are currently looking through ChatGPT-5's cursed code. So it wrote an extremely cursed piece of Python, and we're walking through it right now. And it did have some syntax errors. So let's see if we can. Did we fix it? Is it going to work? Okay. There's more errors. So I actually wanted it to work. Now, is this? It's not. It's not actually working. Clippy would never overhype GPT-5. Yeah. Yeah. Understandable. It is in this case. Even on OpenAI's own website, they're advertising like the evolution of all their models, like over time, and they're like, "This is where GPT-1 was This is where GPT-2 was. It wrote some Python code, but it didn't work. We're not quite there yet. And then Text DaVinci 2 comes along and it says, Python has been known to be a cursed language. And it's at least, playing on some humor there, which is part of the picture. Then GPT-4 is over-indexed on harmful and malicious, with the keyword cursed being aligned, at least semantically or, through similarity to the word harmful and malicious. So it refuses to write it. And now GPT-5 at least understands that we just want entertainment. That's what this prompt is all about. We just want entertainment. We want an entertaining piece of code that works. It should work. It definitely should work, but it is difficult to read. And we are having some fun times reading through it right now. Part of the deal is it's not actually running, which it should at least run. And I'm reading through it, and it looks like, at least up until this point here, at least the first 30 lines of code, it looks fine to me. It looks fine. I don't see any problems other than, there being an issue here. So what I want to do is, let's keep going. Okay. Within this context manager, ling returns a random. All right. So we're updating the choose lin chaos, and it's updating the built-in. Interesting. So the built-in is going to be a random integer instead of ling, like length of a string. Instead of it actually returning the actual length of the string, it's going to return a random number between 0 and 9999. So 1,000, right? It's going to be 1,000 different possibilities, but it's going to be random. All right, get attribute. Unknown names resolved to the number of underscores they contain. Okay, so we're defining double underscore get attribute and the name, and it's just going to return the count of underscores. Okay, so in this case, it would be 4, right? So you got 4 underscores there. All right, number 6. An object that eats everything always is falsy. Interesting, an abyss. And so you've got bool, call, getter, and repr. What is repr again? I just want to double check. This is the double underscore. Let's see here. For Python, what is this? Is a special method often referred to as dunder, right? The double underscore method, double underscore, provides developer-friendly string representation of an object. Okay, repr. So you can, if you put string around it, like str, or use a length function, it can convert your class, your Python class, into a string that's representative of the class itself. So it's like a nice way to print a class or print an object. And you can override what that looks like in Python by updating the repr. And in this case, it's just going to return some fun symbol. It looks like a T, upside down T is what that is. Just an upside down T, which is completely unhelpful. But I guess it kind of looks like an abyss. Maybe that's representative of an abyss. So return self, return false. Abyss is always false. All the time. An abyss is always false. Okay. Shubu, hi. Shub Parthajit, you say, she's watching your stream. I realized it has been so long since I have written Python code. It feels alien to me now. Well, here's the deal. Don't worry. The code that we're looking through is extremely cursed Python code that was written specifically by ChatGPT-5. Instead of bro. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you typed BRK instead of bro. Let's jump back here. So yeah, Parthajit, guess what? It's fine because you don't need to understand this Python code. It's intentionally curious because we called it cursed. Are you doing BTC trading? I was. So I was for a while, and I was too obsessed with it. Here's the problem. It is all-consuming. It will take over your life. All of your dreams and your waking hours, and that's all you think about because your algorithm is running in the background. Is it working? I don't know. I don't know if it's working. Did it crash? Is it running, but then it's actually the algorithm? My algorithm is flawed. If your algorithm is flawed, then you're losing money. So why you skipped? Oh yeah, I skipped because I'm trying to keep in context and stay clear of any keywords that are, you think it's a stereotype. It's not. I'm just trying to keep focused on the topic at hand as much as possible without bringing in too many other kinds of conversations. Did you wipe out your account? Oh, no. So here's I mean, it's just, I mean, in a way, yeah, but um I think I just stopped doing it because it was too stressful. It was way too stressful because it's something you're always thinking about and you're worrying about, and it's even worse. It's kind of worse than that in a way. It's too exciting, and you would say, "Hold on, wait a second. How is exciting bad? How is exciting a problem? Because it's too exciting, and it just consumes you. It's just like, oh my god, it's just so much awesomeness." Sir, tell me, what can I learn from you? Well, there is arbitrage. And if you're talking about BTC stuff, you can do crypto trading and things like that with arbitrage, and it's really beneficial not only to you, if you can get past of how exciting it is, but it is beneficial to the market as well because you stabilize the market. How do you make money now, sir? Well, right now, and I am, yep, see gaming. Here's another one. So this is what I'm avoiding right now. I do have to go and eventually here and jump back to that. I will need to jump back into that. But for now, at least, what I want to do is wrap up reviewing this cursed piece of Python that came from ChatGPT-5. And I just want it to go. And it's not running. It doesn't run. And it's okay. I guess my expectation is that it should run. Oh, hey, I've heard about PubNub before. You guys provide chat API, but we are working on some very exciting things. Some very, very, very exciting things. All right, let's jump back to this really quick. So we're almost done. We're almost done, and we just need to finish walking through this code here. Let me resize my window. My terminal window likes to jump around. Let's see here. Let's get this going here. All right. And we'll pop. There we go. I think that's enough for now. Wait, well, maybe we can pop this up. One more line of code. Here we go. And then I'll drag this down ever so slightly so we can see. There we go. Okay. Parthiji, yeah, you guys are really popular. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying. I'm human, not inhuman. Hello. Hi. Welcome into the streams. Good to see you. We're currently walking through some cursed Python code that ChatGPT-5 wrote, and we're understanding it. We're trying our best. We're trying our best to understand it. You really showing how LLM and its code? You are really showing how LLM? Yeah. Well, because here's why. Because OpenAI, they're advertising this. They're showing the progress. So here's a prompt, right? Cursed Python code. ChatGPT-1 doesn't have any idea. Hey, Lorax, it's good to see you. I remember you from you last week. It's great to see you. Welcome back. We were walking through some Python code. Human, not inhuman. For what to remember? We've got multiple conversations going on right now. We're talking about arbitrage. We're talking about school. We're talking about Python, and we're talking about PubNub. All several conversations happening all at the same time. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. It's fun to try to keep up. But that is the question. And so we're looking through it right now. We got to the step 6, which is the boilerplate. And I do believe, I want to double check this. Let's see here. Python cursed. It doesn't run because there's a problem, but I'm pretty sure that all the code up until this point should be good. Line 62, it says. Yeah, I think all of the boilerplate code is good. Let me just double check. Yeah, so the boilerplate looks good. It's just the code below it that we need to really review. All right, Sumi, how is PubNub useful for someone who is interested in advisor for? Okay, let's jump back to the code here really quick. We're really close, and then I'll have to jump out for doing actual work because I have a lot of things that we actually have to do. So the problem came in here. I'm actually just kind of curious really quick because it looks like we're really close. So it says line 23. Did we? Oh, right. We fixed that. See, redo. There we go. Okay, so we fixed line 23. And now, no, line 23 is fixed. We just fixed it. I swear. Okay. It was working. What did I do wrong? Oh, so I want to make sure we get this correct here. Obviously, we could use an AI to ask to fix it, but I want to fix it myself. I want to do it myself. Print. Where is that? Okay, so line 62 is where we have to go next. Here we go. Okay. So print. Yes. Okay. So print 4 underscores, unknown name, 4 underscores. So it should print. That's what it should print, but it's not printing it. Here, let's get rid of everything down here. Let's see if... okay. So it does get down to there, but this... Interesting. So it is printing the sum. Math, it prints math.py. Is it actually not... It's not doing what it says it's going to do. So it not only does it not work because it's got syntax errors, but it doesn't actually curse the code as much as we wanted it to, which is annoying. That's like, it's trying to advertise how good it is and how far they've come. And it should have written code that actually works, but it didn't. They didn't. All right. So let's just see here. Here's what we'll do. We'll see if we can get it to run here. All right. Let's see if we can get the AI to fix it for us. I wanted to do it myself, but we're running out of time and I have actual work that I got to go do. Actual things that need to happen. So let's see if it, all right. I'm curious. What does it say? Oh, okay. Okay. So it was just, in this case, what is it fixing? It looks like it's just, lines. So it's not too terrible. Oh, parentheses. Okay. So there's some missing or unmapped prints, but also it's using the globals, which it wasn't there before. Let's see if it's gonna run. Did you try to run node? No, it didn't. Okay. The issue persists because globals captures the globals. All right. Oh, actually, you know what? If it can't fix it, then this is, I think this is one way it could win. Oh no, is it going to fix it? Okay, it did fix it. Well, darn it. GPT-5, come on. Let's see. I like using just straight, I use Vim, I use Vi, I use Vim, and I like using terminal. And that's the way I develop. So it totally, let's see if our cursed runs. And it does, but it doesn't in the way that we wanted it to. So I call this, so as a conclusion here, just walking through this really quick. GPT-5 output, so the price is just there. It's made by AWS. Is it really? Kuro IDE AWS. Yeah, Kuro is an AI-powered integrated development environment IDE by Amazon Web Services. It's a fork of Visual Studio Code. So we were just saying. That's all what these IDEs are. They just forked Visual Studio Code because because Microsoft open sourced it, and it makes it really easy to create your own IDE, your own release of it. So yeah, so it probably runs off of as much as possible Amazon's Bedrock. Right, Amazon has its own Bedrock, which is its LLM and AI serverless runtime, which makes it really easy to run models. Real coders use Vim. Yeah, well, I mean, Vim is just so good. It's just so satisfying. It's easy to navigating without having to use your eyes to navigate or scroll. You don't have to scroll as much. You can just exactly where you need to jump, you can jump. And that's the big win with Vim. You can also do that in Visual Studio Code. You can have a Vim mode where you can use keystrokes to navigate the code. So that's also beneficial. But I like jumping around between different paste buffers. Like I like to like highlight different things on my screen and split my screen in different ways. So that way I can have different terminals. And it's really easy, and I never have to use my mouse because your mouse is imprecise. I mean, it's fun to use the mouse, but you have to pay attention to the screen and the cursor. But with a keyboard, you can close your eyes and you can just navigate just fine. Like there's no problems. You know exactly what's going on. So we went through this cursed Python code. It was interesting. It was fun, but there were issues. With Chaos Link, I want to do this. I just want to see if it prints. I just want to play with it now. Is what I want to do. Here, let's just play with it. Let's comment everything out. Okay, I want to play with it. So it's going to print math.py, and it interpolates this. So it's got a REPL. All right. Parthajit, have you ever wondered though why so much? There is ideas of calculus is kind of what software engineering is, just through iterations like for loops with calculus. Though you still don't need that. You don't need that as a foundation. You can just jump right in, and you didn't ever know that you were using calculus when you were writing a for loop. You never knew this whole time. I didn't. I didn't even know. I just realized it afterward. For data analysis, though, it's a different multi-dimensional regression. You like terminal as well. Parthajit, you like terminal as well. You might also want to try tmux. Yeah, tmux is great. I use GNU Screen. I use GNU Screen. That's the program I use to have to split my screens up. I like that because every system comes pre-installed with it, so it's like a default. So Vi is installed by default. Screen is installed by default, and it just is easy for me to jump in different environments because we had a lot of different operating systems, and it's nice to have all the tools available. It's just not. It's just kind of surprising that it's not. All right, so I do got to jump here because I'm a little over time, but I'm going to play a little bit with this cursed Python code that Claude fixed. It does. It becomes 24 because it's the sum of a product, and it's not because normally, right? So if you do Python and we run this code like this, you get 9, not 24. Right? Because you're summing these 4, 3, and 2 is 9. But we got 24 because we did some cursed Python tricks. Also, we're using print. And if we did print with this in the normal world, it's just going to print that string literally. It's just going to print it string. It's not going to evaluate it. So that's part of the cursed, which is kind of fun. Claude for the win. Yeah, you know what? It is in this case. Here's why. Here's why Claude won over GPT-5 today. This is why Claude won over GPT-5. Because OpenAI is currently advertising the evolution of how good their AI has become. Granted, it has come a long way, a very long way, and it's been very satisfying to see GPT-1 all the way up to GPT-5, which did definitely write the code. But the code doesn't work. If you copy and paste it, it has syntax errors, which is problematic. And I don't think follows the spirit of what this is, right? The spirit of writing an extremely cursed piece of Python code is meant to confuse, be complex, but it should still work. And it should be fun, right? This is an entertaining task. So it's pretty cursed. It is, Keith, yeah. You're right. It is pretty cursed, but I agree on the example that it was bad on OpenAI side. Yeah, totally. It is. It's bad on OpenAI side because it should have at least worked without crashing, because that's the spirit of this prompt, is to say, hey, I want to have fun with the language, exercising its complex intricacies, using double underscores to override the built-ins, like a print statement, to execute code in strings to which is now you've completely changed the language basically, and it works. It can work, but it was wrong. It was broken, and other than the syntax errors that it came out with, there was also some logic errors in this code. And then so the reason why Claude won is because we asked it to fix the problems, and it fixed all the problems for us in one shot, in one prompt. So that's why Claude wins and OpenAI fails in this case. All right, so we're going to play with it a little bit more. I want to try this. What is it going to do? What if we say print this? It should be random number, apparently, is what this says. It's going to print a random number. Let's try it. Is it going to print a random number? 5. Or is it going to print another random number? 5. That's not random. That's not random. I don't count that as random. But what if we, well, no, it should have been random, but it wasn't. So part of the curse code doesn't even work. But at least Claude made it run. Partha-G, OpenAI gives poor models for public use. So that's what's happening there. And they just proved it. And they have this website here where they showed, that this piece of code that should have worked out the gate, and Claude Code fixed it. And it mostly works. And I did want it to see work a little bit with that random, because I thought that was the most funny thing. But it didn't. Although, I think it's fine. Let's try this one last one. Let's try print double underscore here real quick. print. We'll comment that out. Let's see what it comes back with. 4. Well, is that right? Yep. 4 underscores. Yes. So instead of printing 4 underscores, it just prints the number 4. All right. So Partha-G, Elon will have a field day with GPT-5 hype dying. Yeah. Yep. That's definitely going to happen. He has to, because he's got Grok, right? He's got a competing AI company. So let's see here. One thing that I wanted to try before we go is I wanted to try multiple 4 plus, let's see, comma 2. Let's do 3. This should be 7. Based on the code I read, this should concatenate the strings, because there was this lambda function up here that, not that one, this one. No, this one. Wait, where was it? Where I think here, the built-in was print. Here, perfect. Curse print. We just didn't go far enough. It evals the code and it concatenates. It turns all of these, or so this is an array. So I think this will work. This is the last thing we're gonna do before we go, because I have to go and do some actual work. But I'm pretty sure this should be 7. This should work. Yeah, and he seems to have it's understandable. There's a reason behind it. Okay, let's see if it does. Is it going to print 7? I think it's going to print 7. Is it going to print 7? If it is print 7, it did print 7. All right, cool. We were able to understand the cursed Python code to satisfaction. So that was it. That's what we had to do today, was look through some code and talk about different various fun tech things. It was great to have all you here today. We'll be back again tomorrow, and we will go through some other fun technology things, more Python, maybe some JavaScript, maybe some AI. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll play some more games. Yeah, let's go.